You're about to meet a baller whose passes looked like magic, until you learn he physically couldn't make a normal one. The story of a man who turned a flaw into pure basketball poetry and left fans questioning if we'll ever see another like him. He wasn't supposed to look like an NBA star. Born in a small West Virginia town, Jason Williams grew up in a trailer next to a high school gym. His father, a state trooper, had the keys, and Jason lived in that gym, dribbling, shooting, and more importantly, experimenting. While other kids practiced jump shots, Williams was tying weights to his wrists, forcing his arms to move differently. He didn't know it then, but those odd mechanics would shape his entire basketball identity. He would often blindfold himself, tossing the ball against walls and trying to catch it on the rebound, forcing his reflexes to sharpen. Sometimes he'd dribble with both hands behind his back or tie small weights to his wrists while practicing in the dim gym lights. Every awkward motion, every unusual drill slowly transformed his flaw into instinctive brilliance on the court. When everyone else threw chest passes, Jason's arms recoiled in strange ways, and he discovered that a no-look or a behind-the-back actually felt more natural. From the start, he wasn't just a player. He was a rebel with the ball. At DuPont High, he wasn't alone in greatness. His teammate, none other than Randy Moss, who would go on to NFL Hall of Fame stardom. Imagine those practices, Moss running routes in the gym, Jason firing bullets through impossible angles. The gym was small, the floor dusty, but every pass felt like a preview of what the world was about to see. But Jason's road wasn't easy. Big colleges weren't sure what to do with him. First, Providence recruited him, then chaos with coaching changes left him searching. He landed at Marshall under Billy Donovan, and when Donovan moved to Florida, Jason followed. At Florida, in just one season, he averaged 17 points, 6.7 assists, nearly 3 steals, a stat line screaming NBA talent. But there was one problem. Off the court, repeated failed drug tests pushed him out. That left-handed cigarette habit cost him dearly. His college career ended before it truly began, but his talent, too bright to ignore. Nick Anderson of the Orlando Magic spotted him, connected him with an agent, and Jason's pre-draft workouts shocked scouts. They'd never seen someone pass like this, not ever. Scouts were stunned. One veteran observer reportedly said, "I've never seen hands move like that in my life." In workouts, veteran players struggled to anticipate his passes, often fumbling even simple catches. His style was a paradox, chaotic yet precise, showing raw creativity that clashed with traditional expectations, yet demanded respect from every NBA eye watching. The Sacramento Kings picked him 7th overall in the 1998 draft. Right away, their marketing team branded him with a nickname that would follow him forever: White Chocolate. It wasn't just catchy, it was perfect, smooth, flashy, addictive. His rookie season, electric. Nearly 13 points, 6 assists, almost 2 steals. His turnovers were high, sure, but the crowd didn't care. Every home game felt like a mixtape highlight reel. Jerseys with Williams sold faster than some all-stars. Picture the Kings roster: Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic, a squad built for entertainment. And in the middle of it all, Jason, throwing elbow passes in real NBA games. Coaches screamed, opponents laughed, but fans roared. His battles against the Utah Jazz and Lakers became classics, but his flashy style clashed with what coaches wanted: control, efficiency, structure. Eventually, Sacramento made a tough call. Williams was traded to Memphis for Mike Bibby, a steadier, more traditional point guard. For most players, that would have been the end of the story. Not Jason. Memphis was struggling when Jason arrived in 2001. Their record? A miserable 23 wins. But things began to change under Jerry West and coach Hubie Brown. They brought accountability, discipline, structure, 6-game goals, no shortcuts. Jason adapted. He toned down the wildest passes but never lost his flair. He guided Memphis to their first-ever playoff appearance in 2004. They didn't win a series. They were swept by the Spurs, then by the Suns. But for a young franchise, that was progress. His peak moment came against Houston. 38 points, 11 assists. A reminder that he wasn't just a passer, but a scorer when needed. Still, clashes with coach Mike Fratello ended his time there. Another move was coming. In 2005, Jason was shipped to Miami in what was then the largest trade in NBA history. 5 teams, 13 players. It looked chaotic, but it turned into destiny. Pat Riley replaced Stan Van Gundy mid-season. Jason transformed into exactly what Miami needed. A distributor, not just a highlight reel. He fed Shaq, deferred to Wade, and when it mattered, hit shots himself. In the 2006 playoffs, one moment defined him. Game 6 versus the Pistons. 10 straight buckets, all started by Williams. His vision dismantled Detroit's defense. In the finals, Miami came back from a 0-2 hole to beat Dallas. June 20th, 2006, Jason Williams, once labeled too flashy to win, was now an NBA champion. On the court with Wade and Shaq, Jason's passes were like secret codes. In Game 6 against Detroit, one behind-the-back feed led to a Wade three-pointer that shifted momentum instantly. Every highlight pass didn't just entertain, it changed the flow of the game, turning Miami into a cohesive unit that thrived on his unpredictable brilliance. But success doesn't always last. Locker room drama, Riley's frustrations, Shaq's exit, Miami unraveled. Jason's role shrank. Injuries piled up. By 2008, he was gone. He briefly signed with the Clippers, then retired, only to come back in. Orlando in 2009. Backing up Jameer Nelson, he was steady, efficient, professional. He played all 82 games in 2009-10, even helping Orlando reach the Eastern Conference Finals. But by 2011, his body gave in. Injuries, ejections, frustration. He was waived, and for good. The curtain closed on his NBA career. For many, retirement is the fade into obscurity. Not Jason. No, he didn't make an NBA comeback. From 2011 to 2025, his pro career was done. But his passion, still alive. He popped up in Ice Cube's Big 3 League, dazzling crowds with glimpses of the old magic. He ran youth camps across the US, teaching kids how to make a pass feel right. His philosophy: basketball isn't about normal, it's about what works for you. In 2023, he flew to the Philippines for NBA 3X, telling fans, if you want behind-the-back passes, practice them. If you want crossovers, drill them daily. His love for the game hadn't dimmed a bit. By 2025, he was back in headlines again, this time in Laredo, Texas, hosting camps and clinics. He's hinted that he'd love to return to the Sacramento Kings in some coaching or player development role. Nothing official yet, but his desire to give back is clear. Jason Williams might not be playing anymore, but his fingerprints are still on basketball. So why call him the man who couldn't make a normal pass? Because he literally didn't. Weighted wrist training altered his mechanics. Straight chest passes felt unnatural. His body pushed him toward curves, spins, and behind the backs. What others called showmanship was, for him, instinct. And that's why his style wasn't just for show, it was survival. His flaw became his signature. To this day, young players study his highlights, trying to mimic that elbow pass or the no-look whip. Few succeed. Jason Williams never made a normal pass because he was never a normal player. And maybe that's why his name still echoes in NBA conversations. Not a top 10 point guard on paper, Not the most decorated resume, but unforgettable. The man who turned limitation into liberation. And that's the wild ride of Jason Williams, the star who redefined passing because he couldn't do it the normal way. A flaw that became a masterpiece. Now, here's the fun part. What's the Jason Williams moment you'll never forget? Was it the elbow pass, the Heat's championship run, or just the way he made basketball feel like magic again? Drop it in the comments, I'll be checking them. And hey, if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't just disappear like a no-look pass. Hit like, share it with a buddy, and subscribe. More untold stories are on the way.